Hey everybody, welcome back to Jess Plays Flesh, Blood, and Concrete. We're going to be continuing on. I intentionally didn't update on Wednesday this week because I got out of work too late. So it's actually Thursday when this is going to go up. I'm considering moving my update day to Tuesday. We'll see how that goes, but I'm thinking about updating on Tuesday instead. It's a shame because, like, I really want to update more often. It's just one of those things that's so annoying to do. Because my job, man. Alright, we were in here already. It's cold outside, but it's warm and cozy in here, right? I'm surprised that the heating system still works. Of course, everything here is alive, and living things are warm. You must be hungry, right? I brought a snack. Is it rotten? Nope. With an outstretched hand, she hands me a gingerbread cookie coated in powdered sugar. I take it from her and break off a piece. It's warm, soft. There's no blood, no misplaced sinew. Tastes like gingerbread. She fixes her eyes on me. I avoid her gaze. You ate it. Do you trust me? I don't care if I die anymore. That's not true. I look at her quizzically, silently. Every night I climb on the roof to watch the sunset. Sometimes it's pink, sometimes it's golden, sometimes it's crimson when the smog makes it so. I want to know what color it'll be tomorrow. Maybe it'll be green, maybe blue. What I want to tell you, Lara, is that you don't want to die. You only want to escape from suffering. It is true. I will say that is actually true. You want to return to the womb. Endless happiness without interruption. I mean, also true. That's a fantasy. To live is to suffer, or to accept the possibility of future suffering. That only becomes true when you push yourself away from others. Hey Lara, you're feeling really scared of me now, aren't you? I just want you to be happy. Tears cluster around her eyelashes. Her face is still red from before. You're a good person, so I want you to be happy. I'm sorry for being scary. She begins to wipe her tears with her sleeve, avoiding eye contact with me. What am I to say? What do I do? Why do I want to comfort this thing that wants me dead? I'm not scared of you, Nika. You're lying. With that, she stands up and faces the other end of the dim hallway. Her face is still speckled with tears. When I grow up, I'll be on posters and in magazine cutouts, too. How are you going to achieve that? Well, I'll be really pretty and smart and work super hard. And be nice to everyone. Do you think that'll be enough? Why are you ruining my dreams? Because you don't have any of your own? That's way too far. You can still pick something to believe in. You said you didn't have a future, but you can't dream of anything still? I don't have a future because I'm dying in a labyrinth of my own hallucinations, kid. I'm sorry. Don't leave, please. I'm really sorry. Broken bottles and needles. Do teenagers from the city hang out here? Yep, but I haven't seen them in a long time. Whoa. Whoa. I can't even really see what it is, it's just... Is it like an evil dolphin? That's kind of what it looks like. There was an abandoned block of old apartments on the end of the street that my parents lived on, and I'd spend every day in those empty rooms. These rooms are the same, you know? I mean, do you know? Do you know why you're regurgitating my memories? Regurgitating. I don't know that, but I know lots of other things. Lara, do you like this place? They made it for you. Is that what you're talking about? Made for me, huh? How lovely. A little cocoon of my happy times. Why'd you ruin it with all this meat? Okay, can't get in there. Hey, Lara, are you afraid to die? Yes, I'm terrified of it. I think that's probably why I started driving. I thought I'd be able to quietly disappear this way, be swallowed up by a snowdrift and be gone, cleanly, bloodlessly. I couldn't accept a finite death. Are you afraid of it? My family told me I won't die, because they love me. I learned about ants. An ant colony. It's one single being. When an ant dies, the other eats its shell, and they continue living indefinitely. That ant's eye is dissolved and is used to build the eye of a newborn ant. The whole being is immortal because of those strong connections, that powerful love. So immortality is only achievable through cannibalism? What a funny story. That's a little reductive, Lara. It's just a metaphor. Do you like it? Don't you think it would be nice to live indefinitely, without fear or want? I don't know, honestly, personally. Like that ant, reassimilated into a larger being over and over, until the end of time. It's peaceful. I guess maybe if I wasn't cognizant of it, I wouldn't mind. Someone ripped the buttons off this control panel. That's okay. I'll understand where we're going. Or it'll understand where we're going. We're here! Hey, Lara! Have you ever made lollipops? The one that look like little roosters? Not recently, no. My mother made them for me and my siblings when we were kids. Why? Because I saw them in a book, and I really wanted to try them, but I have no idea how to make them. Do you know how? It's just sugar, water, and a mold, I think. So, yeah. Then you'll show me how to do it later? I can try. Do you promise? Yes. My niece has one of these. My niece has one of these little, like, alphabet thing. Well, hers is English, it's not Cyrillic, but... Did you know? Decaying organic material is a great fertilizer for flowers. That's not surprising, but I wonder where you learned a phrase like decaying organic material. I guess it's a little comforting to know our corpses can sustain gardens for generations. Yes, like the ant metaphor, Lara. Thank you. Everything is connected. Your body rots into a bouquet, and Venus flytrap is only beautiful shade of green because of the insects that feed it. The connection isn't wrong, is it? It's not wrong for a flower to eat a body. Without giving your flesh, the world would turn lifeless. That's your defense? I see. I guess a plant that eats flies is no more believable than a building that eats humans, right? That's the idea. Our words are completely deranged, but I find them comforting somehow. So, I don't know. I feel like, obviously, I'm not trying to die, nor do I want to die in the near future, but I have, I'm okay with, like, the concept of it, where it's like, okay, you know, you're just not there anymore. I'm not okay with this room. This room reminds me too much of work. Tatlin was very lucky to be able to dream. I mean, can you imagine it? 400 meters of steel and glass, towering over Petersburg and beaming messages to the clouds. And yet in 1920 it seemed reasonable. When I started university, I thought I could be like him, dreaming up utopian megastructures for a new era. You're still alive, Lara. You still have time to become part of something greater. I mean, that's really it, right? You're never too old. I like this terribly drawn dick on this... Yeah, fuck you too. No comment on the bathroom, I suppose. More blocked stairs. Okay. Let's go! Oh, there's two now? Maybe that was just a glitch. Look, look, look! This is my swimming pool! Isn't it amazing? I would have loved to have had a pool in the basement of my apartment building when I was a kid. It's a shame all the water evaporated, though. What do you do here? I like to play with the voices here. Whenever I say something, they say it back to me. Part of me was kind of hoping you'd say you'd skateboard. Those are just echoes, though, aren't they? You can even hear them now. They are echoes, but I can play pretend with echoes. Doesn't that make you feel lonely? Sometimes someone comes here every other year. Sometimes someone comes once a decade. So I'm pretty used to being lonely. I tried to leave. Well, I tried 73 times. It doesn't work. I thought you said your family keeps you company, because your connection is so strong. But it's different. They don't have arms and legs. Follow me, okay? I want to show you something special. I like this, like, Super Mario 64 piano. Huh. I never expected to see a piano here. Who taught you to play it? My family taught me. See? They're playing it with me. I can feel the keys move, not under my fingers, but in sync with them. When I'm lonely and I want to cry, and I'm sick of hearing my own voice, I play it. I feel their love wrapping around me. It's beautiful. People come and go and go and go, but my family will be here forever. Are you scared of being lonely? Aren't you scared of cold death and the snow outside? Hey Lara, isn't this sound beautiful? Calling it a sound is more accurate than music. The notes play with mathematical accuracy, discordant and empty. But she's right. It is beautiful. Makes me want to cry. The pulsing organs throbbing in time with her tiny fingers. The white keys folding in seconds before she touches them. Something horrid couldn't produce such beauty. I want to be in symphony with it all. I want to be as harmonic, as loved, as held together as it is. My brain hates my body. My soul is nowhere to be found. I'm a human being in 15 discordant parts, all at war. It is certainly how it feels. Like, you know. Let's continue onwards. I have something else to show you. It very much is what mental illness does feel like, at least in my experience, you know. Am I in your way? No. You're fine, kiddo. More meat. Meet the meat. Are you excited? To meet your family? Yep. To be part of something greater. To never be hungry or scared. I'm excited for you too. Ascend. Is this what you expected? I don't know, but it's beautiful. I'm so happy for you. I knew you'd realize how wonderful life can be. There are 1 billion lonely people, all separated by their flimsy flesh. I wish everyone was able to be happy. I wish the epidermis would disappear. Outside, the snow is piled 3 feet high, and everyone is consumed with hatred. It's cold and loveless. That's why you came here, isn't it? To escape? World cold and hard. Family flesh, warm and safe. Yeah, but I'm still petrified by death. You won't die. You'll return to the barrierless existence preceding birth. See, I said this last time. All it means, all death is just non-existence. That's all. It's not that big a deal. Will it be painful? No. Are you still scared? Oh, you shouldn't be scared. What's more frightening than loneliness? I want to see my family's cat again. Are you afraid of happiness? Are you afraid that you'll realize that a better future was always possible, and that you've wasted time running from it? Well, you can wait in this room for as long as you need to. Until I die of hunger? Yes, but thirst will kill you first. You have 3 or 4 days. You're not making an invitation, then. You're making a threat. I didn't mean to threaten you. I'll wait for you if you want to think. So... Oh, you can walk on this. Okay. Ladder disintegrates into the smoky darkness below. Metal rungs crumbled into marbled meat. It's beautiful. Yeah. Incredibly beautiful. It's the only way I can describe it. The ladder is sturdy. It grew here for me, I can tell. Okay, so here's the thing, is like... there's a Japanese movie called Kairo, which means pulse. And it's one of the few horror movies that has ever really scared me and, like, disturbed me. And the reason isn't because of the ghosts themselves, although they do a very clever thing in this one scene where the one ghost is, there's like a ghost overlaid on the actual camera film, on the film, and they did this thing where they filmed the ghost in a higher frame rate than the rest of the film, so the ghost has this like very uncanny smoothness to its motions, which is really cool, but it's not why that scared me. The reason that it unnerved me is because there's a scene where this guy traps a ghost, and he goes up to him and he says to him, you know, why are you back? Like, why are people leaving the afterlife? And like, I think the premise is like the afterlife is full, and so like people's like souls are spilling into like the living world just as ghosts. And the ghost takes him by the shoulders and says the most scary fucking thing I've ever heard in my life. And what he says is Shiwa Ein no Kodoku. And that means death is eternal loneliness. And it's just, that is the most terrifying concept that you could possibly say, at least to me. And that's why that film has stayed with me for so long. There's a lot of really like charming pieces to it. I would definitely recommend checking it out. It's a Kurosawa Kiyoshi film, I believe. I think. I'd have to double check. But it's a great film. There are certain things about it that are kind of cheesy, and there's like this one, the part of the plot is about like, oh, the internet separates people and blah blah blah, which I think people would have rolled their eyes about prior to the pandemic, but I think now people would probably relate to it a lot more than they used to, with the whole thing of like being in like lockdown or having to stay home and like work remotely and not see your coworkers, or not being able to go out and see your friends and for like months on end and stuff like that. And I think people watching it now, I think it would have a lot more of an intended effect. So I totally recommend going out and seeing Kairo, the Japanese original, not the remake, because they made an American remake of Pulse and it sucks. I've only seen it one time, and I've seen Kairo like a million times. Kairo is just so charming. It's came out in like 2001, I want to say, and it has all of this like new, like the internet's like newish, and there's like all these things, and you can see like, you know, like people like watching like streaming videos in like 56K. It's wild. But and there's like a whole part with like screensavers, and they turn the screensaver into metaphor for like the hedgehog paradox. I love it. The American remake is shitty. I'm sure I didn't need to tell anybody watching this that, but the American remake is dumb because they turn it into a statement about, they turn it into like an action movie, or like a straight up like, you know, it's us versus the ghosts. And it's really dumb because in the original, what happens is these people start to get depressed and lonely, and then they just like disappear, and they turn into like a black smear on the wall. And it's supposed to be a metaphor for suicide, and you know, taking your own life, and that kind of thing. And it's very, it's very unsettling and very disturbing, and it has this very like all the colors are washed out, and like one of the things is like the people, you find this red tape around doorways, and the reason people do that is to invite the ghosts into the living world, right? And so that you can see them and interact with them. And in the American movie, it's you put up the red tape to keep them out because you're running away from them. And I don't know, it's dumb. There's kind of like, at the end, there's all these like big budget special effects about like, oh, it's the end of the world, blah blah blah. But I feel like the Japanese original, where it's just like the last remaining characters are like going through like completely empty Tokyo. They're in like Shibuya Scramble and nobody's there, and they get on a boat with these like few survivors and are sailing off away from Japan, and it's just like, it's such a like humanity ends with a whimper not a bang kind of deal. And I don't know, I really would recommend the film. I know I just told you how it ended. It doesn't matter. It's 100% worth it to watch it. It's not a suspenseful movie. You're not going to be like, oh no, where's this going? It's very emotional, and it has a lot of like deep, I don't want to say deep symbolism, but it's just like, it has a lot of things to say about like death and the reasons why people kill themselves, and how we can like push against that, and about how even when you're in like a huge city in modern society, you can still feel really isolated because you're lacking that sense of community. It's a lot of really interesting stuff. But I would totally recommend watching it. It's a great film. It's called Kairo, which stands for Pulse. You should check it out. It's good. Anyway, let's move on with this game. The sky is so beautiful. I'm glad I'm alive to see such a beautiful sunset. A sunset of viscera, with the peachy hue of adipose tissue and the pink of heartstrings. The fibers, no, the hands, reach out and cradle me. I had never thought there would be something so wondrous in this rotten world. As I descend, the last glimpse of brick fades into soft, loving, infinite meat. Thank you. Thank you for showing me this beautiful world. I'm so happy. Here we are. We're a kiddo again. I can't move. Oh, here we go. You're so lucky, Lara. You have a perfect life, a perfect family, a perfect home. Are you gonna come play with us, Lara? You have to! You said you would yesterday, so don't go! Oh. There you are, sweetheart. I've been looking everywhere for you. I noticed we have the whole anime mom hair over the shoulder. Oh, I get it. Your mom committed suicide. And you're dealing with that, Kana. Are you having fun with your friends? I'm so happy to hear that. I came to get you because dinner is ready. The whole family is waiting for you. What are we having for dinner? It's a surprise, but I know you'll like it. Let's go! Happy end. Thank you for playing. Oh no, are there multiple endings? How did you find me? I thought I hid really well! Why were you hiding in the first place? I thought you'd be angry with me. And we are moving slow. This game was only possible thanks to many kind people who helped with beta testing. Thank you for your time and generosity. Okay, and then here's a bunch of people who helped out. Furthermore, I use graphics from several resource sites in addition to the ones I created myself. Ah, okay, okay. Not yet. I am gonna save in here, maybe, I guess. Let's save in 5. Okay. So I'm gonna cut out some stuff and then, I'll get back to one of the other parts, back to that last room, I guess. Oh, there's an author's note. Is that different from the credits? Hey, thanks for playing my game and getting to the end. It means a lot to me, even if I don't know you. This was my first time making a game, and I've certainly made a lot of missteps along the way, but I'm happy I could share a little piece of my thoughts with you. It's kind of fun, isn't it? That's cute, I like that, I like that. Okay, here we are, we're back. We talked to her. I tried saying I wasn't afraid, but, it didn't It, didn't really do much. So... I don't want to die without finding out what you are. I'm your friend, I think. You're nicer to me than anyone else who came here was, so I wanted to share my joy with you. You looked miserable, and I thought you found it beautiful. Seeing your childhood bedroom, your grandmother's apartment, your first classroom, fragments of those forgotten happy days. I don't know if you understand, but there's nothing I can do. What? It doesn't matter if I cry and scream. The walls will never let you out. I'm not in control of anything here. I asked to leave this place 1,000,000 times. I asked to meet people and bring friends outside, but I can only bring people inside. Here. Are you telling the truth? I'm not lying. It's... You can't... Even if you find a way out of this room, the building will never let you go. Even if you find a way out of the building, the town will eat you whole. It'll be painful, slow, pointless. Why would you choose that? Here, there's a path forward to happiness. I'm not ready to say goodbye to this world. It's not goodbye, it's hello. It's beautiful, infinite. Stop it. I don't believe you. I'm never going to believe you. I can't give up and disappear. I'd rather die being crushed between the walls of concrete and sinew. You want to leave me here alone again? It's not about that. I just want to live. To see tomorrow, no matter how painful or lonely it is. I'm not ready to say goodbye to the outside world. To getting stuck in traffic, catching a cold, waiting next to an annoying person in line. It hurts, you know. Look at this. The door that we walked through minutes ago is no more. The gap in the wall has been filled with a solid mass of pulsing flesh. The only exit from this room is down, to your happiness. Yet you rejected it. You want to starve alone in a lonely and loveless world. I want to keep on fighting. I can't give up and let myself disappear. I showed you beautiful things. Wonderful things. I thought I'd make you happy. That glimpse of happiness I saw in the distorted reflections of my past reminded me that I want to go home. I want to see my family's cat, to play in the snow again. And you're sure of this? You'd rather die trying to escape than let yourself be happy? I'm not allowed to do this. My family's going to be angry. She steps back into the wall of meat and sinks her arms back into the sinew, propping open a narrow passage with her body. I can't hold this for much longer. You should hurry. Why are you doing this? You were right, Lara. Your life, your precious, fragile life is yours alone. You won't find a way out of here, but it's better than accepting a fate you despise, isn't it? I'm gonna be alone again. I'm gonna miss you. No one was ever so nice to me before. I'm not from the same world as you, but it still hurts that people hit me. I felt for a moment I had a friend, that I'd become a normal girl who could go to school and have a pet kitty. It was nice. Thank you. Now go. You should hurry, it'll close soon. Don't forget about me, okay? Oh, the true end, I see. Okay, alright, so we're back here. Interesting, okay. So we got the true end. The happy end, I guess, is a I guess they're not judging. It's a non-judgy kind of end, where they're like, okay, if it is really what you want and you're sure that this is what you want, then, you know, okay, more power to you. I hope you find what you're looking for. Which is kind of nice, because usually these kinds of games aren't that, what's the word I'm trying to say here? Usually they aren't that understanding, I guess. The way that our society talks about suicide is, it's really interesting, I think, because, you know, there's a lot of things where they're like, you shouldn't do it, and you're probably gonna regret it, and blah blah blah, and, like, I do sincerely think those things are true. But there are cases where, you know, we deny, say, like somebody with a terminal illness the ability to like be euthanized and things like that. And so because there's such a bias against like intentionally ending someone's life, and so I think and a lot of that is tied up in like, you know, religion and that kind of stuff. But I do think that what I like about this game is that it's not balking at like the fact that like somebody might want to legitimately die. It seems like it's more kind of trying to grapple with, are you 100% sure this is what you want? And I think that's kind of what it is. So it's like the true end is, you know, Lara goes out and goes back to the world and decides to face it, warts and all. And then the happy end is where Lara kind of makes peace with the whole thing and, you know, goes into the beyond or whatever and gets like those good memories back and things are nicer than they were in real life and that kind of thing. So yeah, that seems like that. I don't know if there's another end to this. I mean, I guess I could try to get one. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not 100% sure if there's another ending. It might just be true end and good end. You know, true end and happy end or whatever it is. Let me go find out. Actually, let's find out. Okay, let's see if there's another ending here that we can get from this. It's not about you. You can't make yourself happy by ruining the lives of other people. Okay, and this is the same. That's the correct answer! Can you see the ladder? It'll take you forward. Okay, and then I guess you can't get out after that. Alright, okay. Alright, and then it makes you go down. Okay. Oh, hold on, I want to know what happens if I say I'm not having fun. Oh no, I hope no one's being mean to you. If they are, let me know, okay, sweetie? Okay, alright, so I guess it's not that different. Wait a second, did that just say gay Nagito? Is that like an actual thing that was just in the credits? What the heck? What? Okay, so I really liked this. I think this was a really nicely put together RPG Maker horror game. I think it did a nice job with the themes that it was going for. I think it did a very nice job doing, giving that kind of like sense of alienation, and with the shattered pieces of the memories and the sort of like weird relationship you have to yourself when you're dealing with severe mental illness. You know, I can relate to a lot of the things that like Lara seems to be going through. The whole thing with like the world seems really tough and sometimes things seem just like completely pointless, and you know, like everybody feels like everyone's mean to you and no one's there for you and no one really knows what's going on or how to help. And so I think this sort of like idea of driving off because you don't feel like you belong and you kind of want, and you know that eventually you're going to die anyway, so you're like, I want to be away from it, I want to get rid of it in a way that's like as painless as possible kind of thing. And there's only two ends to the game. There's no bad end, which I think is really good. And I mentioned before when I was talking about this, but the game feels very, the person who made the game feels like they're very like empathetic, right? So they've made this game, and it's dealing with things about like suicide and depression and that kind of stuff, but it's not judgy about it. And even though like the quote-unquote true end is that Lara keeps fighting, and even though they may never get out of the town or the building, they still want to fight it, you know what I mean, and go home and try to get back to their life and their family. And I think there's also things in here too, like the whole thing about like, oh, I had dreams of doing things or whatever, and then, you know, Nico points out like, well, you still could. Like, if you're still alive, like, you can still do things. It's never too late kind of thing, which I think is really important. And I think it has a lot of like really nice messages in here, but they're not delivered in a way that's really preachy. And I really appreciate that. I really like the kind of local flavor. I'm not sure if the game dev is someone who is from like I don't know if they're from like Russia or if they're from you know, another place that uses like this for like alphabet. But yeah, this does have a lot of like very specific flavor. Like, yeah, the art is very obviously kind of anime inspired, but it's I don't know, it has its own sort of like its own character, I guess I would say, and I really like that about it. Since this episode's a little bit shorter than the last one, I want to talk a little bit about some stuff that's coming up. I'm currently in, we're still in busy season, and we're getting to the point where I'm, you know, at my busiest, so I'm going to be coming up on a lot of weekend work. I'm going to be coming up on a lot of really late nights, and things along those lines. Nate and I joined a gym recently, and so I want to try and spend some time going to the gym, you know, 2, 3, 4 times a week, something like that. Because I just want to be healthy, you know? Like, I don't want to be, I'm real fat right now, and I don't want to lose my feet to diabetes, so I kind of would like to, you know, do some exercise. But yeah, I think maybe what I might try to do, I don't know, man. Like, there's things that I want to play. I bought a new game the other day that's like a kind of RPG Maker style sort of thing, and it looked kind of fun and like it would be up my alley. So I was thinking about doing that. I still have to go back and finish. I'm basically almost to the trial part of what's it called? Paradise Killer, and then I could finish that game off, and then I still have that last thing. So here's what happened with the ending of the last episode of what's it called? I can't think of what it's called. Birth Me Code. I want to finish that one too, because it's like I'm literally like there's one final like true end that I need to get, but I can't figure out how to get it. And I got so frustrated with it that I actually looked it up to see how to get that end. And I'm looking at it and I should have it. I've gotten all of the other ends that I need to get in order to unlock the true end, and for some reason I just can't get to it for some reason, and I don't understand why. And because like it's might require me to go through and like play like one of the other like routes again, I'm a little bit like, ugh, do I really need to? And that's kind of why I haven't put it up yet. It's not that I don't. It's not that I'm not enjoying the game or anything. It's just a matter of like, who has the time, you know? So I do want to finish that at some point, just so I can cap it off and say, all right, this one's finished. We can put that one on the books. I mean, considering that I played Exile Election for like two or 2.5 years or something like that, whatever it was. I will say Exile Election, that playthrough is like, people keep finding it. People keep finding it and they keep watching it and like, you know, giving feedback on it, which is awesome. I'm really glad that people are finding it now and enjoying it. I just, yeah, I'm kind of thinking about what to do going forward. I tend to enjoy playing more of these like kind of like indie games. Like some of them are made in English, some of them are made in Japanese, blah blah blah. But I don't know, maybe I want to play like an actual like big game release kind of thing, like something that's been released but not translated. You know, I'm considering that. I'm considering at some point, maybe like over a long period of time, just recording myself playing something in Japanese and then going back and adding subtitles later. I normally hate adding subtitles, but people do like it. Like, people prefer like the subtitles just because like I have time to actually sit down and think about like, okay, what's the best way to represent this? What's the best way to kind of like go through this? Whereas like when I'm doing it, like what's Tsuyaku in English? Interpretation style, where it's like I'm playing the game, and translating it as I play it, it takes a lot of like mental RAM, if that makes sense. And I don't know, it's fun to do every so often, and I do enjoy it, and it's a nice challenge. I do like that part of it, and it got me when I was mentioning it like one time at work. Somebody overheard it, and then they're like, "Oh, do you wanna do the English interpretation for our big like quarterly meeting?" And I was like, and I did it. So like that's on my resume now, which is nice. But I don't know. I just it's what do I want to say? Okay, I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about what kinds of things I want to play in the future. I want to find something that's like a release, like a Japanese only release that's a story centered game, maybe a visual novel type thing, maybe not. And I want to do something kind of similar to, or maybe I'll do it with a RPG Maker game, like a Japanese one, and play that one and just like go through, play the whole thing. I can record like my commentary and things like that as I go, and then maybe add subtitles to it. Kana. I don't know. I'm thinking about it and I'm considering it. We'll see. But yeah, anyway, thanks everybody for joining me for Flesh, Blood, and Concrete. Sorry that a lot of this is just me rambling about random crap and less of the game. But if you're here, I assume you like the sound of my voice, so... or maybe I shouldn't make that assumption. But anyway, like I said, I might go on hiatus. If I do, I'll announce it on both the Twitter and the... what's it called? The Twitter and the Tumblr. And if I don't, I might be moving my upload schedule to Tuesday rather than Wednesday, just because it seems like lately Wednesday is harder for me to update. I don't know why, it's just like a bunch of stuff tends to happen at work on Wednesdays, whereas Tuesday is a much easier day for me to handle. Although sometimes I have to talk to my parents on Tuesdays, if Monday doesn't work out. So I don't know, we'll see. We'll see how it goes, I guess. But yeah, I'm hoping to try out some new stuff this year. I feel like I've been kind of getting a hold of myself this year, which is good. It's a tiger year. I'm a tiger in the Chinese zodiac, and I like doing that kind of stuff. But yeah, so I'm hoping to do some other interesting things. On my personal channel, I've been uploading some like little clip sort of episodes of my friends from work and I playing Phasmophobia. We've also been playing, what's it called? Divinity Original Sin, which Nate and I actually streamed a little bit, and oh my god, that game. And Nate and I couldn't get very far in it because it was just the two of us, and we were like, we don't know what the hell we're doing. But with my work friends, there's me and 3 other people, and we've been playing it, and we're making progress, which is good, but it is really funny because, oh my god, just like everything we do is just a shit show. And we start fights that like we shouldn't, and then we have to go through them, or we're like saving every 2 seconds. It's really funny. So I might make some episodes of those occasionally, and put them up on my personal channel. And yeah, just stuff like that. I want to kind of like try to make some more stuff. Like I said before, I would love to be able to just release episodes every day, you know? Like I'd love to be able to release like a 30, 45-minute episode of me playing something or translating something or whatever every day, but unfortunately, at this point, because of my job, I just can't. It's just not a thing I can do at this moment. Maybe in a little while. My girlfriend actually is very successful professionally. Not to like brag about it or anything, but we've talked about it, and like, I don't know, maybe I can take my foot off the accelerator for working at some point. And you know, because she makes way more money than I do. So maybe when we're like living together or something like that, maybe we can make that work, but I don't know, we'll see. So anyway, I hope everyone has a great rest of their week. This is going to go up on a Thursday, I think, so have a good Friday and a nice weekend, everybody. I'll be seeing you guys probably next Tuesday, and take it easy, and have a wonderful day and a wonderful life, and yeah, remember, unless you're 100% sure that it's what you want, and you really, really need to be sure, keep fighting, and hang on, okay? Alright, everybody, talk to you later. Also watch Kairo. Bye!